Alright, yes, go Flames, go. Alright, due to popular demand, I'm going to try and do a half-ass build video. I haven't done one of these before because everyone's always beat me to the punch with doing a build vid, so I just never done it. Plus, it's going to slow me down of getting the build done. But there are a few things I want to point out because, like most of you know, I run Axial like crazy. So, just a couple quick things that are differences. I'm trying to hold the camera and look in the viewfinder and show you guys stuff. I normally don't do this. Again, I keep repeating myself. I'm sorry. Anyways, solid axle housing instead of having two-piece like an SCX-10, so you got the cover off the back like a little Wraith. Then the C-hubs don't sleeve over. They just kind of like got a little bit of a flange there. Let's see if we got better light. And there's just a bit of a flange there that looks like the C-hub. There's one there. I'm just going to go over. Servo plate. I haven't gone over all the parts. There's all the bearings. It looks steel sleeved on both sides. Solid center diff pieces instead of having the two-piece like the cup inside with the locker in the middle. Those covers are metal. Those are cool. One of them starting to not corrode, it's just starting to oxidize there now. They give you grease with it, which is nice. A little Allen key. I don't know what that other piece is for yet, but alright. So I just wanted to point out, that's all I'm going to do, I guess, is just kind of show you the differences. Comes with, those are your steering links, I would imagine, by the look of them. Comes with aluminum steering link, or steel. It could be steel steering link. Alright, yes. Any other differences that pop up, I will show you. I guess those are the knuckles? No, those were the knuckles. Alright, do a little bit of assembling and get back to you. Okay, so as I move on, I'm just going to show you guys like the funky stuff that's different from an SCX-10. It's funky to me anyways, because I don't know Gmade stuff. But anyways, as you can see inside the axle housing, it's easier to see in the drawing than it is in the real thing. But there's this big gaping hole. As you can see, this chunk of plastic. The bearing goes into the plastic, and then the plastic gets inserted into the axle housing, and that's what supports the drive shaft instead of the gear. So I don't know about that myself. It's these pretty small, these little ones. They call it an 850 bearing. So I don't know if that's 8.5 mil or what. I don't know their numbers. But yeah, I just thought that was weird. Must push them out. So you got to seat them in there. That's weird. I don't know. We'll see how far that lasts, and then I might as well show you now. The knuckles are these plates that go into the end, or no, that's the C-hub. Sorry, the C-hubs are so different, but the bearing seats into there. Yeah, so it's different, that's for sure. But you know, it's moving along. All right, back to work. Just rest this. That'll be okay. Sure, that works. So the bearing gets inserted into here, into the end of the axle, and then there's a small sleeve, or flange if you will, that just holds that there. And there's arrows on it that point up, so I'm matching the picture. If that one goes that way, and then the other one gets snapped in there. There's another one of those plates somewhere, or the C-hub, I guess this would be. What are they calling it? C-hub carrier. So I already got the bearing in there, arrows up. And yeah, and then it gets two screws that holds it into there, and then we'll be putting on the putting in the shoulder screws. It doesn't look like it uses you can see here, it uses a shoulder screw, or a step screw they're calling it, instead of using the little top hat that the axle uses. Alright, moving on. Alright, so I got the gears installed, and then I got the got it greased up and assembled. It just seems weird to see the center diff like that, and it's not any bearings. The bearings are inside the axle housing, inside those plastic sleeves. Just wanted to show it like that before I put the knuckles on and get that metal cover on there, and then on to the next one. I'll get those two built, and I think it's either tranny or chassis next. We shall see. Alright, so the axles are assembled, the knuckles are on, but I haven't done the steering up, because I'm just going in order of the book, so I'm just following it. So this is pretty interesting. Oh, the fun of kits, aren't they? Twist, twist, turn, turn. Well, I got my little Ryobi drill helping me out there. But anyways, this is what I was going to show you. So you get the three sets of all the leaf springs, and there's three of them per maximum, if you know what I mean. God, I'm not doing this very well. Anyways, so in the book, it's giving you all this, the leaf setup type. So you got the soft type, standard type, and hard type. Obviously with 3 springs, 2 springs, and 1 spring. or just the extra spring, setting it up with just the big or the small one and the big one, and then the medium one and the big one, or using all three to make it all stiff. I'm going with the medium one and the big one, and going with, and it's got motor recommendations there as well. So a faster truck, but see, without a roll cage, and it just has the there's gonna be no roll cage on it. It just has the windshield up there. I'm not too keen on rolling it over, although I know I'm going to get dick moved more than likely by SS Louis, if not Crawler Ted, maybe even Penguin. Hopefully it's not Penguin, because he's going to mess my shit up. Anyways, I think I'm going to go with I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with the DeWalt on 2-cell, and the DeWalt on 3-cell is about a 20 turn, so I'm saying it's about a 27 or 30 turn, which works out perfectly for the standard type setup. That's what I'm going to end up going with. I just thought that was pretty cool. Jeez, doesn't that all look like fun, eh? Ah, kids, good times. Alright, I've been trucking along for a while. I've already got the axles are good and assembled. I can't remember what my last clip was, to tell you the truth, but the leaf springs are in and assembled. It's just a pin, well, not like a pin, but yeah, I guess it's a pin, right in the middle, in the bottom of this plate that goes through and lines up with the holes in all the leaf springs. I ended up going with the full meal deal, and I got all the toughest setup. I even got the zip ties on there. The steering's been installed. It comes with steel steering, which is nice, and those caps are sharp. I love looking at those. Alright, and right now I'm on to the tranny, and yes, it does have plastic gears in it. We'll be looking for upgrades to that. Still got to do the shackles and whatnot, or whatever they're called, to the drive shafts and blah blah blah, the chassis and the skid plate, and oh my god, there's still so much to do. Work. The part that worries me, and the main reason I turned the camera back on for the tranny, was these little bearings. They call them the 850 bearing. Again, I don't know I only know millimeters. I don't know what the 850 means. I'll have to find out later. Or you guys probably already know. But yeah, I just wanted to show that those little bearings kind of worry me. Alright, there you go. Alright, just found something else kind of interesting in there. It's called a skid roller. There's little wheels that go on the bottom of the skid plate. So when you're driving over stuff, they're supposed to help. There, we get some light on there. It's supposed to help you get over stuff. Pretty wild, eh? I don't know if it's going to help or not, but that's cool. So as I trudge along, finding out other things I'd like to show you. So, again, comparing it to the SCX-10, the problem with the SCX-10 tranny, I find, is you strip out the screws sometimes and you give it a good shot. More emails. So what these guys are doing, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a slot for a nut. So you slide in the nut and then you put the screw in from the bottom, of course. And you're not threading into plastic, you're threading into metal, or into the metal nut. It's great. That's going to be, should be stronger, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so as I trudge on, I'm getting tired. I've been at it for a good, 3 or 4 hours with about a 20-minute break in there or so. I just got the trannies done being assembled with the motor attached to it. It's a DeWalt 12-volt big shocker with whatever the stock setup is. 32 pitch, 12 tooth. So that's in there. Yeah, 32 pitch gears in there. So, but I wanted to look at the shafts. The shafts are pretty beefy. They're the same, pretty much the same setup as the stock SCX-10, or the old style ones. Those are the new style ones. I don't have any of the old left, I don't think. They're all gone. Or is that one right there? That looks like it might be one. Hell of a look at the difference in the size of those two shafts from an axial one to the Gmade drive shaft. I don't know the name of them, if they have a specific name. I've just been motoring along. Universal shaft assembly, blah blah blah. I don't see a name for them if they have a specific name. But anyways, yeah, they're pretty beefy. They're huge compared to the SCX-10 ones. I just want to throw that out there. Okay, I started this around 11:30, 12 o'clock. It's now almost CGF o'clock, otherwise known as 4 o'clock. Oh, it was so much work to get to this point. There's so many screws and bolts in there. It's looking great though. It's just gorgeous. Shiny. Tranny's mounted to the plate with the little wheels on it. That's just awesome. That's so funny. 12-volt DeWalt. Axles. Oh, I need a break for at least a few hours. Maybe finish the chassis tonight and do the electronics tomorrow. Still got to paint still. Oh, so much work. I'm so tired. I'm gonna go. I need a long break. It could be for the night. I don't know. Good night for now. Alright, so I took a bit of a break. Well, I have been working though. I took a break for a bit, but I did come upstairs and I've been working away for like half hour, an hour or something now. So the chassis is assembled. I got the receiver box in there. It looks like there's a plate for the ESC. A battery tray goes in the back. I'll just use a Velcro strap for that. Oh, I just noticed I put two things on upside down. That's going to be a slight pain to fix, maybe. Hopefully not. Probably not. Yeah, I think I could fix that quickly. Let's see. Everything that is screwed in from the side that on an SCX10 that you would normally strip out, like on the plastic parts, like the cross members or whatever, everything uses a bolt. Like some of them are a flanged nut, or some of them are a nylock. But even the skid plate, it is held in there. Man, I don't know if there's enough light. Even this skid plate, there are little slots in there for where the nut gets dropped into. Oh, the lighting's terrible. Hold on, let's see if I can get this. There we go, should be able to see that, hopefully. See right in behind there where the screws are. There's nuts in there. That's where and they're all like that. I know, I'm really tired and sluggish and talking funny and stuff sometimes because I've been working at this all day and my brain's a little mushy right now, but I'm not minding the springs too much. The rear seems a little stiff. I think I gotta back some screws off. I really like the action out of the front though. That's what she said. But yeah, it articulates decently. I like the function of it so far, but I gotta get tires on and get some weight in it, blah blah blah. Get some more going. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's one of the main things I turned that on for. Check that out. There's little wheels under there. I think I mentioned that before. I'm just showing it again because it's cool. Alright. It's a rolling chassis. I am pooped. I'm tired. This thing is gorgeous. I love the hoops that go around the axles for the springs. Shackles, I guess they were. The chromed up chassis looks just awesome. The front bumper's plain Jane, like just a slab of steel, but it's wicked. Those tires are nice. 11.5 inch wheelbase, 2.25 inch skid clearance. I need sleep so I can go and get up and then do paint in the morning. Freestone in the house tomorrow. Be painting inside. It's cold out. Good night. Merry Christmas. Alright, morning guys. A sip of coffee in my new cup. Happy Boxing Day to you. The sawback has been cut and drilled and some of the accessories popped in just to test for fit, so the shift is in there. I didn't put the seats in, but I know they're going to be fine. He's just holding onto the steering wheel for looks. The windshield actually just pops in there, so you can see extra plastic has gone inside. I figured I'd show you this before I painted it so it's easier to look at. Same thing with the mirror and the gear shift. They're just popped in there, but those two are held in by a body clip. And then this center piece is held in by a body clip as well, which is not in there right now. The windshield is separate Lexan or plexiglass, I think, that is just held in there. It's just got grooves on either side, so you just snap it in place. It's in there pretty good. Solid black plastic, and I didn't have to paint it, which again, I really like that fact. So, and I got it sitting beside a stock, well, the closest thing I have to a stock SCX10, actually, I'm pretty sure it is stock, except for the tires, basically, but just to do a comparison about the two. So, my final overview of my build video between the Gmade Sawback and an SCX10, well, it wasn't meant to be a versus, it's just my best thing to compare to. So, one of the main things I noticed about this truck is that everything on the side that's drilled in place or that's held in place to the chassis is held in by a nut. Nothing is screwed into a piece of plastic in this truck anywhere, even the skid plate. There's a nut that drops into the slot there, and then the screw goes in. The only thing I don't like about the screw kit and the nut setup, everything's with a Phillips. There's no hex head in this thing except for the grub pins. They're 1.5, not a 1/16. But everything else is held in by with a screwdriver. I just didn't like that. If there's a screw kit out there to change it over to a hex, I'm definitely gonna. Shock hoops. Sorry, go ahead.
Super strong, though.
Yeah, dude, it's like made of steel everywhere. I was just about to mention the shock hoops on an SCX10. You get the plastic shock hoops. Canadians will know that they're weak enough in the summer, but in in the winter, they're just terrible. You do a rollover and you're almost guaranteed to break a shock hoop, or you get deck moved by Sean or Ted. But the Gmade ones that come with, they're solid, man. Those are some solid metal in there. Then the internal shocks, I don't like their setup for, I don't know if I did something wrong there. Post up if you guys know I did something wrong there, but the shocks just seem to slide back and forth on top of the balls that come with them. I don't know if I did something wrong in there, if there's a spacer missing. I'd follow the instructions on it. That's how they say they're supposed to be, but it just seems weird and sloppy to me. The transmission, a couple guys have already commented on other videos that they're not a big fan of it because it comes with plastic gears. Come on, guys. Every SCX-10, the Wraith and all, the AX-10, everything comes with plastic gears in it. Somebody's going to make an upgraded set of gears for it. So go ahead, dive in there. There's going to be an upgraded set of gears. I have no doubt. The other part of it would be inside this tranny, they're not just, they're 48 pitch in the SCX-10, but they're 32 pitch in here. So I think the gears are going to last longer, but what I don't like about the gear setup in here is that it's all those little 850 bearings inside of all of the tranny, and also inside the axles. You remember from the beginning of the video when I showed you the inside of the axles that the center diff isn't supported by the way of bearings. It's supported by the drive shafts, or the axle shafts, and the axle shafts are supported by those little 850 bearings as well. So we'll see how that goes with the inserts inside the pumpkin. Well, anyway, you saw it. It's weird. But yeah, that is one solid truck just because of how much metal there is and how secure things are in the way of, you're not going to strip a screw inside of plastic. Everything's held in with a nut. Like even inside the knuckles and the C-hubs. Like it's all nut. I think the shoulder screw that holds the knuckle to the C is about the only thing that's not held on with a nut that I can think of right now. It's just awesome. I love it. Today is Boxing Day. It is 8:30 in the morning. We're getting ready for a trail. Just got to charge some bats. I got to throw some paint on in the Lexan, get the electronics wired up, and I'm good to go. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.